Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Just the other day I did a review of Carlsberg Special Brew, and I got a really good response to that. So thank you to everyone who watched it and left comments. That was great. I've also discovered in that time that a lot of you guys are absolute animals, and I've had a lot of requests for this one ever since I uploaded that. So I aim to please. So I've gone out and I've grabbed a can of Tennent Super. Okay, so we're going up from 7.5% up to 8% on this one. So Tennent Super 500ml can, says it's serve ice cold. This one, not too many beers that I can think of that actually say serve ice cold on the can. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, what they're trying to hide. So what does it say about this 8%? It says lager brewed under exclusive license and distributed by AB InBev UK Limited in Luton. Yeah, doesn't say a lot else. Tennent Super, brewed in the United Kingdom. Please drink responsibly. 8% ABV, serve ice cold. I wasn't really impressed with Carlsberg Special Brew. This one smells a little bit more citrusy straight away. Yeah, and it's pouring better than the Carlsberg did as well. Okay, so far the aroma is better, it looks better. Will it be better? It's got a solid one finger, quite a fluffy head on it, decent enough levels of carbonation on that one, rolling up the glass. If I get rid of this condensation, you might get a few of the bubbles rising up it. Again, it's slightly darker than your average lager. I imagine it's got a bit of a malt character to it, but yeah, it looks alright. Let's get an aroma. Bit more citrus on the aroma. This one isn't so sort of sweet malt forward. Bit more citrus. It's a better aroma than the Carlsberg. Not else to say, let's get stuck in. Cheers. Oh, that's better. That's better. Much better than the Carlsberg. There is a nice citrus hit. It's nicely carbonated. It has a nice gentle fizz throughout. There is a bit of richness. There is a bit of rich malt character to it, but it's not as rich as the Carlsberg was. And there's a subtle bitterness at the back end as well. This is a much better lager. Oh. Dare I say it? It's actually quite drinkable. It's definitely not sessionable, not 8%, not unless you genuinely wanted to get absolutely wankered. You're not getting 8% on the taste. Definitely not. You can tell it's a stronger lager than most. But I mean, that could easily pass for a 6% lager for me, which makes it dangerous. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's thin, as you'd expect, without being too watery. It's got substance to it. There's a nice citrus hit at the beginning. Then in comes that sort of sweet malt. Not too sweet though. It's like a subtle toffee malt to it. And then you're left with a nice little bit of bitterness at the back end as well. There's plenty of flavour in it. There's plenty of flavour. That is a perfectly decent lager. Perfectly decent lager. It's probably a little bit too malty for my taste. You know, I like my lagers just to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit fresher, a little bit more minimalistic. Or minimalist, what's the word? A bit more minimalistic. A bit less in it. A bit less of the malt. And this would be a winner for me, to be honest. But so I'm enjoying it. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. The more you drink it, the more I'm starting to get a bit of a boozy flavour back in my palate and my throat. The booze is starting to rise up now the more you drink it. But that is a hell of a lot better than the Carlsberg Special Brew for me. Much better beer. It's much better carbonation levels. There's much more citrus going on with it. The sweet malt in the mid palate is there, but not as strong, not as in your face as it was on the Carlsberg. And it's got a little bit of bitterness at the back end, which Carlsberg had none. So for me, this is a much better strong lager. This actually tastes like a lager, whereas the Carlsberg for me just didn't have enough of the characteristics to call itself a lager. Yeah, this is much better. This stuff, I mean, I got this in me off license on the corner. That's the only places you seem to be able to pick it up. You can get the Carlsberg Special Brew in supermarkets, but I haven't found Tennent Super in a supermarket. So yeah, I've got this one in my local offie, just round the corner. And I also picked up another one that's been requested. That'll probably come up next. Yeah, do you know what? It's Friday evening. My working week's done. I've got a couple of days off now. I'm going to try and cram a few beer reviews in this weekend. And I thought, what better way to start the weekend than with a strong lager? And do you know what? I'm glad I started with this because I'm quite impressed. It is strong. It's probably a bit too strong to do a session on it. You know, at 8%, it's extreme, but it's decent. It's decent enough. Nice and crisp. Nice bit of citrus there. It's very drinkable. Bit too much of a kind of sweet, rich malt to it, mid palate, for my taste. Nice bit of bitterness at the end. That is a perfectly decent lager. Perfectly decent lager, nothing wrong with that. Apart from the alcohol content, it's not sessionable. But you might like it that way. I recommend it. Do you know what? I say everyone. A lot of people have asked for this review, and it's miles better than the Carlsberg Special Brew. That's all I'll say. This is much better. Much better. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I do. Would I drink it again? Yes. Would I buy it again? Possibly. Possibly. As I say, it's better than a lot of the other stuff that's on the shelf. So maybe. Now I'm starting to get a bit of warmth in my throat. I'm starting to feel that 8%. It's not a very responsible lager to drink, which is a shame because it's not bad. Do you know what? I'm going to give that a 7. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Not that my scores are worth much, but I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Tennent Super. Yeah, 7 out of 10. I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Hope you're looking after yourselves. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of this beer. If you're going to run out and grab it now, I do recommend it. I do recommend it. Yeah, hope you all have a good weekend. I'll be back with another one very soon. Until then, you take care.